So basically, the more emphasis was laid on cultivation of indigo. But why was it so important to cultivate indigo? The rich blue color was produced from a plant called indigo. The blue dye used in the Morris prints in 19th century Britain was manufactured from indigo plants cultivated in India. India was the biggest supplier of indigo in the world at that time. Now, first of all, you should know what indigo is and why is it used. Indigo is a plant from which a blue powder is derived, and this is used to dye clothes in blue, or as we say, indigo color. Indigo was so important because it can only be grown in tropical climate. So, climate of India was suitable for its growth. India was the main exporter of indigo. Now let us see why there was the demand for Indian indigo. In Europe, a plant named woad was cultivated which was used for dyeing clothes, but the color that it gave was not so rich, resulting into the high demand of indigo in Europe. Indigo plants grow in the tropics and Indian indigo was used by cloth manufacturers in Italy, France and Britain to dye cloth. Small amounts of Indian indigo reached the European market and its price was very high. Therefore, European cloth manufacturers had to depend on another plant called woad to make violet and blue dyes. Indigo produced a rich blue color, whereas the dye from woad was pale and dull. By the end of the 18th century, the demand for Indian indigo grew further. While the demand for indigo increased, its existing supplies from the West Indies and America collapsed for a variety of reasons. Between 1783 and 1789, the production of indigo in the world fell by half. Now the Britain turns to India for indigo. In Europe, the demand for indigo was high. So the company in India looked for ways to expand the area under indigo cultivation. Gradually, the indigo trade grew. So commercial agents and officials of the company began investing in indigo production. The company officials were attracted by the prospects of high profits and came to India to become indigo planters. How was indigo cultivated? There were two main systems of indigo cultivation, niche and rayati. Within the system of niche cultivation, the planter produced indigo in lands that he directly controlled. He either bought the land or rented it from other zamindars and produced indigo by directly employing hired laborers. But there were some problems under niche cultivation. Under niche cultivation, the planters found it difficult to expand the area. Indigo could only be cultivated on fertile lands. Planters attempted to lease land around the indigo factory and evict the peasants from that area. Niche cultivation on a large scale also required many plows and bullocks. Till the late 19th century, planters were, therefore, reluctant to expand the area under niche cultivation. Other method was rayati, indigo on the lands of ryots. The planters under the rayati system were forced to sign a contract, an agreement. Those who signed the contract got cash advances from the planters at low rates of interest to produce indigo. When the harvested crop was delivered to the planter, a new loan was sanctioned and the cycle starts all over again. Peasants soon realized How the loan system was. After an indigo harvest, the land could not be sown with rice. The Blue Rebellion and after. Riots in Bengal refused to grow indigo. People who worked for the planters were socially boycotted, and the Gomastas, agents of planters who came to collect rent, were beaten up. The Bengal riots had the support of the local jamidars, and village headmen in their rebellion against the planters. The indigo peasants believed that the British government would support them in their struggle against the planters. After the revolt of 1857, British government was worried about the possibility of another popular rebellion. As the rebellion spread, intellectuals from Calcutta rushed to the indigo districts. The government set up the Indigo Commission. The commission asked the riots to fulfill their existing contracts, but also told them that they could refuse to produce indigo in future. Indigo production collapsed in Bengal after the revolt. When Mahatma Gandhi returned from South Africa, a peasant from Bihar persuaded him to visit Champaran and see the plight of the indigo cultivators. In 1917, he visited, which marked the beginning of the Champaran movement against the indigo planters. And this was supported by Mahatma Gandhi. So, as we learned about the Blue Rebellion. Blue Rebellion was a peasant uprising of indigo farmers against indigo plantation. It started in March 1859 in Bengal. Thus, the Blue Rebellion started in Bengal. It is called Blue Rebellion because indigo is used to make blue dye, which was in demand in Europe. So students, here we come to the end of our session. Hopefully all of you have understood well. Kindly watch these videos 2-3 times for better understanding. Thank you. Have a nice day.